Minasan, konnichiwa. Welcome back to Foreign Language 1, and welcome to midterm. Our topic for today would be element 2.1. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to be learning today is about prepositions. So prepositions is a bit different from what we call demonstratives. Demonstratives point out to persons, places, and things. Okay? While preposition indicates where it is exactly. Okay? Kung nasaan mismo ang isang bagay. At ito ay ibinabase sa tinatawag nating point of reference o pinagbabasihan. Okay? So, una, alamin natin yung mga prepositions na pwede natin gamitin. There are only 8 naman. Right? So, ito, you're going to need to memorize on your own. Okay? But the quickest way of memorizing this is for you to sing it. Okay? So, my suggestion is the song Paatuhod. At ang kakantahin nyo, yung lyrics nyo would be itong mga nakabold, the Japanese words, right? So, yung tono would be something like Migi Nari Nakasoto, so on. Okay? So, when you get to memorize that, right, the next thing that we need to know is how can we use it, okay? So, the pattern for that is here, right? Point of reference, followed by the particle no, indicating pag-aari or nasa sakop to nung bagay na nasa unahan. Yung pinagbabasihan, right? Next would be the preposition itself, followed by the particle ni. Remember, particle ni indicates the place, right? Okay, let's have an example. So, tsukue no ue ni. So, tsukue means table, while ue means above or on. So, sa Tagalog, ito ay magiging sa ibabaw ng mesa. Okay, that's simple, right? So, ngayon, pag-aralan naman natin or idagdag naman natin yung napag-aralan natin ng prelim. Alin yun? Yung mayroon, do you remember that? So, if we say hon ga arimas, kung saan ang hon means libro, we'll end up with mayroong libro. Also, if you're going to notice, binabasa ang Japanese, right? Or tinatranslate ang Japanese word per word, and then we're going to be starting from the back, or the last part. So, in this case, we'll read, mayroon libro sa ibabaw ng mesa. In Japanese, papunta naman sa kabila. Tsukue no ue ni hon ga arimasu. Okay. Now, your turn, right? Paano kaya kung halimbawa we're going to say sa likod ng bahay ay mayroong aso? Okay? Sir, what is bahay ulit? It is uchi. And the word dog or aso is inu. Pause the video and try to construct your sentence. Okay, so here's the answer. Uchi no ushiro ni inu ga imasu. Perfect. Okay? If you were able to get that, very good. Let's have another one. Walang cellphone sa loob ng bag. Where cellphone, kilala nyo na, then bag, kilala nyo na rin. Okay? Pause the video and then construct your sentence. Okay. So here's the answer. Kaban no naka ni keitai ga arimasen. Okay. If you got that, great. Let's have one more. Dating may kotse sa labas ng eskwelahan. Okay? Dating may kotse sa labas ng eskwelahan. Pause the video and construct. Okay, here's the answer. Gaku no soto ni kuruma ga arimashita. Arimashita kasi dating mayroon, so past positive. Okay, great. That will be just for element 1.1. Ang bilis, di ba? Thank you for watching. Next, Foreign Language 1, element 2.2. Okay? So this time, we're going to be describing things. Okay? So how do we describe things? We're going to be using adjectives. Okay? And what are adjectives? These are words that we use to describe things, persons, and places, and even events. In actuality, pwede rin natin gamitin excuse me, pwede rin natin gamitin ito to describe other adjectives. Okay, so in Japanese, I know that in English there are different types of adjectives, right? But in Japanese, there are only two. The first one is what we call the na-adjectives. And here's an example, kirei. Kirei, kilala nyo na yan because it means pretty. Okay, let's have I-adjectives. So example nito would be oishi. Okay, so question, how do I identify which is I, which is na? Okay, so yung unang paraan would be something like this. Kanji. So let's have the other one. Okay, so itong dalawang to, kung mapapansin nyo, ay nakasulat sa kanji, except for the last part. So itong last part ng oishi, we have an I, or SHI, and then another I. So yung I would indicate that this is an I adjective. Samantalang isa, wala. Sir, what's the importance of knowing which is na adjective and which is I adjective? The answer is because of their conjugation. So they are conjugated in different ways. Okay? Let's start off with the particle na, or na, the adjective na. Okay? So si adjectives or na adjectives, pagkatapos nila ay yung end ng sentence natin. Okay? So here's an example. Kirei desu. So pretty. Paano kung hindi? We would say, sorry, kirei dewa arimasen. Okay? So it's not pretty naman daw. Kirei dewa arimasen or kirei ja arimasen. How about kung dati? Kirei deshita. How about kung dati hindi, right? So we would say kirei dewa arimasen deshita or kirei ja arimasen deshita. Sir, how about I adjectives? Okay? So kung mapapansin nyo nga pala, sorry about that, yung na adjectives ay katulad lamang din ng nouns. Okay. So now, lipat tayo sa I adjectives. So si I adjectives, yung example nga natin is oishi. Take note of the last letter I after ng oishi, okay? So oishi desu, sarap. Parehas lang sila ng adjective, right? Kirei ay ng na-adjective which is kirei desu. Okay. So paano kung halimbawa hindi masarap? We would say oishikunai or oishikunai desu. Notice yung isang I ay nawala. And that happens kapag ka nagko-conjugate tayo ng I adjective. So again, moving on. How about was delicious? So we would say oishikata desu. Okay? How about was not? So that would be oishikunakatta desu. Okay. So now that you know how to use them or how to conjugate them, paano naman sila ginagamit in a pattern? So yung basic pattern natin will be noun, a pronoun, or demonstrative as our topic, and then a na or I adjective at the end. Sir, ba't po wala nakalagay sa dulo? Because yung nasa dulo ay nakadepende kung ano yung gagamitin ating adjective. Okay? Now, let's have this one. Mr. Tanaka is interesting or is interesting. Supposed to be walang an, okay? Or an interesting person. Now, sa Japanese, this would become Tanaka-sanwa, which is our topic, omoshiroi desu, kung siya ay interesting, or omoshiroi na hito, if you use the word person. Okay? Let's have another one. Sukiyaki is not delicious. So, hindi masarap. Okay? So, again, our topic is sukiyaki, and then we're going to follow it up with our adjective, which is delicious, but in the negative form. Okay? So, sukiyaki wa, again, that's our topic, oishikunai desu. Okay, very good. Now, your turn. Here's the pattern, and here's a couple of words that's also in your module that you need to memorize. And let's translate the following sentences. Okay? First one is the school was far. Okay? You know the Japanese term for school, and then the word far is over here. Toi. Okay? Toi. Now, pause the video and then translate. Okay, so here's the answer. Gaku wa toi katta desu. Bakit po naging ganon? Because was. Okay, so again, toi is an I adjective. Okay, toi katta desu. Now, let's have another one. John was not healthy. John was not healthy. Pause it and then construct. Okay, here's the answer. John-san wa genki ja arimasen deshita. John-san wa genki ja arimasen deshita. Again, was not, so that will be past negative. Let's have another one. The exam was difficult. The exam was difficult. If the word exam in Japanese is what? Exam? No, what was it again? Shiken. Sorry about that, forgot. It's early in the morning, it's about 4 a.m. So, shiken wa muzukashi deshita. Okay, so shiken is exam, and then the word muzukashi is difficult. Okay, I do apologize for that. Medyo madaling araw na po kasi. Moving on, let's have the next one. John's friend is cute. So this would be a compound sentence kung saan meron tayong dalawang sentence, one of which is hindi kumpleto yung thought. Okay, so first one is John's friend. We need to tackle that. How do you say that in Japanese? Okay, and then follow it up with our adjective, which is cute. Sir, wala po dito yung cute. Japanese word for cute is kawaii. Okay, kawaii. So it ends with two I's, right? So it's an I adjective. So here's the answer. John-san no tomodachi wa kawaii desu. Okay. Now this last one is the tricky one. Okay, why? Hindi to sumunod sa pattern natin. But let's see the sentence first. The bright flashlight is in the car. Notice that the word bright is preceded by the word flashlight or followed by the word flashlight. Okay? So, in Japanese, ganun din tayo. Ganun din ang gagawin natin. We precede the word flashlight with the word bright. So, the word bright is akarui. Akarui. And then flashlight, we could use the word flashlight, or we could use kaiju dento. Okay? Pause the video and then try to translate. Okay, here's the answer. Akarui kaiju dento wa kuruma no naka ni arimasu. Okay, if you got that, good for you. Okay, I'm hoping that we could talk after this, right? I hope that you could answer questions po during our oral assessment. Maraming salamat po. I'll see you by the next meeting natin. That's for all, guys.